couple of tips about when you have to simplify a fraction. You must simplify a fraction if both numbers are even. So if you have 6/8, 10/14, 4/18, any fraction that both the top and the bottom, the numerator and denominator, are even numbers, that means they are divisible by 2, then you must simplify them. Tip number 2. You must simplify a fraction if the denominator is divisible by the numerator. If that top number, that numerator, can be divided into that denominator, the bottom number, so 15 divided by 5, yes, 5 does go into 15. That means you have to simplify it. All of these, you will notice that this top number will go into the bottom number without a remainder. 9 goes into 81 9 times. 4 goes into 16 4 times. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. You must simplify those. Take a look here. Here's when you don't have to simplify them. When the numerator and denominator are consecutive, that means they follow one right after the other. 1 is followed by 2, so 1/2 does not have to be simplified. 4/5, 4 and 5 come one right after the other. It does not have to be simplified. Same with 15/16. 15 and 16, one comes right after the other, so they are consecutive, and that means you do not have to simplify them. If the denominator, that bottom number, is a prime number, such as 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, it is prime, then the fraction is already in simplest form. Let's practice some with simplifying some fractions. Let's look at 4/12. With 4/12, we remember our lesson from equivalent fractions that we can, anything that we divide or multiply by 1 is the same number. So we would first find the greatest common factor so we can find a magic 1. So let's write out the factors for 4 and 12. Well, let's see, you have 1 times 4 is 4, and 2 times 2 is 4, and that's all the factors of 4. 1 times 12 are factors of 12, and 2 times 6 are factors of 12, and 3 times 4 are factors of 12. And those are all the factors of 12. So, and if you don't remember how to do this, go back to our lesson on finding the greatest common factor. Well, 12 isn't a greatest common factor, neither is 6, but we have a common factor of 4, and that is the largest. Notice 2 is a common factor, and even 1, but 4 is the greatest common factor. So our magic 1, we are going to divide by 4 over 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So our simplified fraction is 1/3. A couple more. We have 5/15. Again, we'll find the factors of 5 and 15. Let's see. 5. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 doesn't go into 5, neither does 3, and neither does 4. So 1 and 5 are the only factors. Oh yes, that's a prime number. So let's try 15. 1 times 15 equals 15. It's not an even number, so 2 doesn't work. Let's try 3. 3 times 5 is 15. And 4 does not go in, and 4 is the only number in between 3 and 5, so we're done. And the greatest or the largest factor that they have in common is 5. So our magic 1, we are going to divide by 5/5. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. And 5 divided by 15 divided by 5 equals 3. So our simplified fraction is 1/3. Let's try another way of doing this. And sometimes you have a little harder numbers, such as 12 and 42, and we could do them a lot of ways, but let's try the ladder. So let's place 12 and 42 on the ladder. And the smallest prime number that goes into both 12 and 42 is 2. 2 goes into 12, 6 times. 2 goes into 42, 21 times. So we'll draw another rung on the ladder. Well, 2 goes into 6, but it does not go into 3. So the next smallest prime number is going to be 3. Let's see, 3 goes into 6 2 times, and 3 goes into 21 7 times, because 3 times 7 is 21. And 7 is a prime, and remember we said if we have a denominator that is prime, then we're done. So our simplified fraction is going to be right here, 2 sevenths. So we would write 2 sevenths. Let's solve that another way. Let's try to find the greatest common factor. 12 and 42, and it's 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4, 1 times 42, 2 times 21. Let's see, does 3 go in? Yes, 3 goes in. 3 times 14. About 4. Does 4 go in? No, it goes into 42. It goes into 40, but not 42. 5, it doesn't end in a 5 or a 0, so 5 doesn't go in. How about 6? Will 6 go in? 6 times 7 is 42. So let's take a look. What is our largest common factor, our greatest common factor? Well, it's not 42. It's not 21. It's not 14. It's not 12. And it's not 7. It must be 6. So let's try that with 6. 6 over 6. 12 divided by 6 equals 2. And 42 divided by 6 equals 7. 2 sevenths. Same as we had before.